Hello and welcome to the penultimate video. We nearly made it, everyone. Today we're just going to be looking at some very basic animation, very basic transform animation. Okay. Now animation, as I mentioned previously, is a very complex subject. It's very fun and very time consuming, but it is difficult. That shouldn't put you off of it. Just remember that what we're doing today is just the basic principles of it so that you can take that on to more complex projects. So for this, I'm going to use the second rig that we made, the duplication with the inverse kinematics. If you didn't manage to get that working, you can do it with the forward one. It's okay, it's just a bit more of a natural process with this one. So at the bottom here, no, actually what we will do is we will go to the animation tab and we'll do it properly. And I'm going to take object mode, I'm going to take that and I'm going to hide it. I'm going to move this back to the middle just because. So in animation mode we have our kind of our looking around and our doing stuff viewport. We have another one that's set up slightly differently, and we're actually going to put that in here so that we can see our thing, and then we've got a nice time frame here. Okay, and we do not want 240 frames under any circumstances, so we'll just, if we're rendering it sort of somewhere around 24 to 30 frames a second, so that's not many seconds at all, but also more than we need. So I'm just going to make sure that this is on 0 or 1, it's fine. So at the start, and one thing we are going to need, and we don't need it for animation, but we need it for rendering, which we'll do later, so we may as well add it now, is we need a camera. And normally here would show you what you see in the camera. We haven't got one, so we've just got this kind of random view. So I'm going to do Shift A or just go up to Add and go to a camera, and that's just going to put that in there. Okay. Now, if sort of just added that now, you may have had one already. That's fine. You can just use that one. If you go over to this one and you press numpad 0, then this little lighter grey box is what you can see in this camera. Okay. So now, if I just kind of in this one grab that and move it, we can see that it's kind of what it can see. I want it probably a bit like that, but a bit more over here. Rotate it a bit more, maybe something like that. So it's kind of like staged within the box. A little to the left because something's going to happen over here. Maybe it's going to kind of just lean over and then come back. But we can see that that's what we can see. And if at this point you actually go up to not rendering, sorry, render over here and say render image or press F12, then that will give you an idea of what it can see. And we can still see the other one because I've only hidden it. I've not actually disabled it. So all of the ones that don't have the eye next to it, just press the camera as well. And that will stop it coming up in the render. There we go. Okay, and we can see that like the majority of it's there. That's okay for now. So now we can see as we move along and we move things in here, we can see what they might look like, and we can even put this all the way up to here. We'll turn that off again, just so that that's what it's going to look like, what it's really going to look like. So in this one, what I'm going to do is I know that I need my rig to move things, and I know I need to be in pose mode to do that. So sorry about this covering this up, but we'll be moving along in a sec. And I know that this bone, my little IK bone, IK one, is the one that's going to control everything, or at least the majority of it. I'm going to animate from this way just because it's a bit easier than doing it with a perspective. but you go for it. And I'm going to press I, and then it's going to insert these little yellow kind of dots, and those are keyframes. So that means that it's going to record the position of that at that time, and that time is the first one, so this is the start position. Now what I want to do is move slightly, let's say 20, and then I'm going to, so make sure you do that, and then I'm going to come here and I'm going to press G, and I'm going to move it, and then I'm going to press I again, and you notice it's got new ones. And now hopefully when I scrub this back, it says this is where I start and this is where I go. This is where I start, this is where I go. And then I'm going to go another 40. Now it doesn't always have to be 40s, it's just what I'm using at the moment. And I'm going to do this, and I'm going to press I again. So it's going, and we can see on here, we can see what it's going to look like. It's going to go, and we can see this horrible tear in here, but we're just going to ignore it. We're just going to sit there and whistle and pretend that we can't see it, because I've tried getting rid of the weight paint and for some reason it's still doing it. So we can see, yeah, it goes like that. Maybe we want to, at this point, just put a little extra movement into it. So maybe we just bring it this way. Remember I, so you move on the timeline, you move your object, you press I, you move on the timeline, you move your object, you press I, and now it's kind of going, so it's almost like it's kind of eyeing up what it's going to pick up maybe. And if we press space, that's going to play, and that's going to give you a real-time indication. So if you go, actually, this is a bit quick, and that's a bit quick, so you want more time here, you can just click and drag these and just move them along. Give yourself some more time. That's a bit better, because I want it to kind of go, oh, I'm awake, oh, I'm awake. Well, what have we got here? And then this one, I want it to actually, so I want it to target it and then slowly go in. So I'm going to drag these even further. So now it kind of goes, yep, I see you, and there you are. Yeah. And then maybe even I do a little bit like that. And just remember to press I. So then it goes, yep, there we go. And now what's brilliant about the way in which we can animate in Blender is we can take this bone, and I'm actually going to do both of them at the same time because it would be easier in the long run. And I don't want these to do anything differently from what they're doing now until about now. So as it's starting to sort of look at what it's doing, so I'm going to go there and I'm going to press I, and that's going to say everything before, just do what you were doing. That's absolutely fine. And then actually that's not going to work from that angle. I'm going to do one at a time. So notice now when we click on these, it's got the yellow dots. If you don't have any yellow dots, that's fine. It just means you don't have anything selected, and you should be in pose mode, remember. So then as we go down, maybe this, I'm going to use rotate now, does that. So it goes, this is a bit bigger than I thought it was. Oh wait, no, actually it's not, it's okay. It was just a little bit further away than I thought. And then I'm going to say 140. 140 is a nice round number. There we go. Okay. So then when this comes down, it goes, yep, and you can see it slowly come in like that. And then so I started on 80, I'm going to click this one, kind of bring this out a bit as well. This can come out a bit wider, so they work independently. And I can see that the other one is slowly coming in. And then all the way down to 140, nice and slow. So now we have this movement that kind of works on different parts. And there we go. And we might even want to add a little bit of rotation in here on these or anything like that. We might actually want to go back to this angle. I'm going to grab both of these now. And as they come down, maybe they rotate this way a little bit. Remember to press I, so every time you change something, press I, and actually maybe here they go all the way up, like this. So now it's kind of going, yep, I'll have that, thank you. You see that one of them wasn't keyframed properly, so this one needs to go back here. Just keyframe that in because we missed that keyframe. There we go. So now if we look on this one, we can see that it kind of goes over and scoops something up. Yeah, and then we can very easily just add in another object in here. Let's just say sorry, there we go. Let's add a little ball. There we go. Let's just add this in, and I'm just going to apply that, and that can be right at the beginning. So that's again I to animate, and we need it to come in quite quickly. And about there, but we can move that, make sure that's in the right place. So it needs to be a bit to the left. Let's just remember I when you change things. There we go. And then if we imagine that it picks it up here, so it's going to stay still between these two, so we just want to remember that. We want to just press I, and then it moves a little bit, so we will move it a little bit. Press I, move it a little bit, move it a little bit, press I, and we could rotate it, but you're not going to see it on a little ball there, so that's okay. And there we go. So now comes along, looks at it, scoops it up, and we can see that sort of on there, but it's very small, so let's make it a bit bigger. So now the ball comes in, and I'm just going to put that down to that so it runs a bit more smooth. There we go. Well done. If you have gotten this far, you should be very, very proud of yourself. The only thing left to do is get your animation out of Blender. So to do that, the best way to do it is actually to render still images and a series of still images. I wouldn't render past 140. I'd put maybe 141 in, 142, just to give yourself a little bit. But don't render all of this because you're not using it. Okay. If you go to your output up here, you can say frame range. I can change the end to 141. We can see, oh, I'm going to make that 142 actually, just to make sure we can see that. Yeah, it's still got it. That's fine. And then I can set the path. So normally it does a TMP output. Your file format, so you can change this. You can do video, but I would strongly recommend PNGs just in case it crashes. You can set your engine, so if you want something a bit more visually basic, so I will just demonstrate this. So this is now in Eevee, and then that's in Cycles. Okay, Cycles is a real-time ray traced rendering engine. It's making considerably more calculations per frame, so it will take longer. You can do Eevee and put ray tracing on if you want more detail, but that's going to take a lot. I'm just going to save before I put that on. So you're still getting a little bit of it, but not a huge amount. Now there are 1,000,001 other things that you can do to enhance this. You can go back to your mesh, you can tweak your weight paints, you can go back to your textures, you can add an environment, you can increase the quality of the props, you can add a HDRI and all sorts of brilliant and wonderful things. But hopefully you feel a lot more confident with Blender, and you feel more confident to be able to say, I want to know how to do this, and you can search YouTube for those types of videos. Last thing, if you want to render your animation, go to Hint Render, click Render Animation. If you have forgotten where it's gone, which is very common, go to your outputs, go here, click this and copy it and paste it into your file explorer. You should be able to find it, or just click here and you'll be able to find the directory. If you are rendering in still images, I would strongly advise looking on YouTube for an image sequence import video, and that will help you just create a simple video from all of your images. I'd just like to say thank you very much. If you've made it to the end, well done. By all means, post your own little robot video or a picture or something as a comment. That would be really nice. And I hope that if this has started your journey, that you go a long way, and you sort of have found a passion that you can just sort of let flourish. So thank you very much for your time, and keep your eye out for more videos.